What's up, everybody? You're back in here with the Pro Football Pod. You've got Hulk, you've got Coach, you've got Austin. We're hanging out with you guys. We appreciate you stopping in. Slam that subscribe button down below. We're getting closer to the point where we can start giving away jerseys to you people. Every 500 subscribers, we're giving out jerseys. They're going to be hand-stitched. They're top of the line. Help us, help you. We took some time off because our guy Coach up there got married. Everybody say congratulations to Coach. All right. So we got Dallas Cowboys today. Austin suited up. Coach is suited up. I don't own any merch outside of the Miami Dolphins because, I'm not a psychopath, but here we are. We got the record prediction. I love the sport.
You're not a fan of America,
I just don't wear other teams. I can't. My brain won't wrap around that. Is purchasing stuff from other teams.
You're not a fan of other players on another team?
I did have a Brett Favre jersey back in the day. I did have one of those.
If CeeDee Lamb wins you a dynasty championship by putting up 24 points a game through the playoffs, then you would probably spend
and that is like the most one of the most popular reasons that people will buy other apparel outside of their own team is for fantasy purposes, or Saquon. I guarantee a lot of Saquon owners ended up buying jerseys last year because of what he did for their fantasy squad.
I also respect the where football came from. Little LT powder blue, there's nothing wrong with that. Little Bo Jackson.
I'm not saying the jerseys are terrible. I love the jerseys. My brain just can't wrap around it. And see, it's like your brain can't wrap around how my brain can't wrap around what your brains won't wrap around, and then everybody's wrapping around.
My brain can't wrap around this division. NFC East is very top-heavy, which we understood, but the difference between the top three teams, I think, is a lot closer than everyone was giving, the respect.
This division is back, bro.
Yeah,
Washington. It seems that way.
Making it to the NFC Championship game, or one game out of it last year. Just in general, the way that these teams are competing, and then what they did in the offseason. Justin, tell the people, what did Dallas do this year?
So, Mike McCarthy's out, no longer the head coach there. They elevated Brian Schottenheimer to that role, so we'll see what he does in his first year as an NFL head coach. Which, my record, I think, was a little bit indicative of that. They were able to bring in George Pickens to help bolster the offense. Love that move for them, especially for CeeDee Lamb purposes. They also added Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders. So, they've been
we got Miles
clamoring for a running back. And Dallas went out and got 3 because they also picked up Jaden Blue from the running back from Texas. The electrifying guy. So they picked him up in the draft.
And
also
Phil
picked up
Maffa.
Yeah, they did.
We got 4, bro.
Well,
I do not know who the starting running back will be.
And you still got Deuce Vaughn there. It's going to be Deuce
for the beginning to start it, but I'm saying the bell cow back. It's between Blue and. Okay, you need to stop right there.
It's Deuce Vaughn.
It's between. I think Phil Maffa might be the bell cow, and Blue is just going to get all the receptions.
Start. I think Javonte and Miles allow them to bring Jaden and Maffa. Just
give
along
that 1-2 punch,
get them into it. Yeah. So they also were able to bring in Alabama guard Tyler Booker at number 12 overall. A lot of people thought it was high. I thought it was a high pick for that guy myself. I didn't think he was going to go that high. They needed the help at guard, though, especially with Zach Martin retiring. It was an immediate need for them. I love the pick of Donovan Ezeraku and Siobhan at linebacker and Siobhan Revell at corner. Both of those picks are just uber athletic freaks. And with Revell, if he can stay healthy, their DB core just got that much stronger. Shamar James at linebacker from Florida. Johnny Cornelius, the offensive tackle for Oregon. I really like that pickup as well, just helping out the offensive line more. I like what Dallas did in this offseason. I think the pieces they added were for areas of need. I think it all honestly is going to come down to Brian Schottenheimer and how he's able to run this team in his first year.
Yeah, keep the squad together, fire the boys up. Get
So-
this unit going.
That's what you're hoping for. And let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to dive into the schedule right now. If you haven't already, please hit that button down below, the one that says subscribe in red. All right. First week for the Cowboys, they're at Philadelphia, week 1. That's the first game of the season for everybody. Prime time.
Let's get it.
Week 2, they're back at home versus New York, the Giants. Week 3, they're on the road versus the Chicago Bears. Week 4, they are at home again with the Green Bay Packers. I've got them going 2-2 in that stretch, losing week 1 to Philly and week 4 to Green Bay.
If the Green Bay game was in Green Bay, I may have given that to them. But honestly, with
last time Matt LaFleur was in that building, he stomped a mud hole in their eyes.
Yeah, agreed. But that's part of my reasoning. I don't think that that's going to happen again. I think that they have a true offense now with having Pickens, with having Javonte. Offensive line is improved and very young. It'll take a little bit of time for them to like really get it together. But by week 4, they should have a good idea of what they're doing. Defense is also very improved. I think that Green Bay didn't really get a lot better this offseason. I know Matthew Golden is supposed to be this like huge thing, and everyone was really high on him. But in reality, they have so many receivers there and so many mouths to feed. I don't know if, unless he's a true blue number 1, which I don't think Matthew Golden necessarily is off rip, I don't think he makes that much of an impact. And like the rest of their offseason wasn't really that impressive for me. So I think that Dallas should be able to pull that out. I have them losing to Philly week 1. But other than that, I think that they're the better team. Chicago shouldn't even be. If it was, I don't know. Chicago is still going to be too new into like their scheming and like their team culture.
Yeah, because they're dealing with a new head coach too.
Exactly.
What do you think your boys do in the first 4, Austin? No bias.
I wanna be completely honest. I do want to see them go 4-0, but I do as well think 3-1 is a solid possibility. Losing to the Eagles week 1, you know.
In Philly,
Yeah,
it's early. It's super early in Philly.
Just tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Like the cheapest ticket price for that game is like $500.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even want to
right
be there.
now with still 3 months to go. So, all right,
that
next
one's
4.
Tough.
They're on the road at the New York Jets. They're on the road versus the Carolina Panthers. They're at home versus the Commanders, and they're on the road again versus Denver. So 3 out of 4 on the road here. I have them going 3-1. I have the only loss in that stretch. I have them losing week 8 at Denver.
Yep, I can agree with that one.
Yep. I think Washington and Dallas are definitely very close in like their talent levels. I think that Washington has the win at quarterback, but with all of those pieces behind Dak, I think that Dallas probably has a better offense, like right now. I like Javonte Williams and all those pieces a little bit more than I like, you know, Robinson and Terry McLaurin.
Debo was looking a little thick, bro.
Yeah,
looking a little lacy.
Debo looked like he put on that contract weight.
Yeah.
But I also have them losing to Denver in week 8. I think Denver is going to be a very, very scary team. I'm actually excited to do.
It's their defense, quarterback Trump, like you said. Like, that's a tough game right there.
Yeah,
Denver. Props to Denver for not putting
too.
out any pride stuff. I think they're the only team to do it. Gets fined $10 million. That's pretty wild.
The Waltons got that. I mean, yeah. All right.
What do you mean? Yeah, so, props to them. Respect.
Moving on. Week 9, the Cowboys are at home versus the Arizona Cardinals. Week 10, they have a bye. Week 11, they're on the road versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 12, they're at home versus Philly. Week 13, that's the Thanksgiving game. They're at home, obviously, versus Kansas City. I've got them going 2-2 in that stretch, losing to Philly and Kansas City on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm gonna say 3-1. I don't see them losing to KC, but no. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give them 4-0 on that stretch then. Yeah, with them being at home in Dallas for the Eagles after losing in the beginning of the year against them, I think they come back and get them.
You hope they come back and get them.
No, they're gonna come back and get them. They'll mesh by the end of the season. You know.
I also have them going 2-2. I think that the Kansas City referees are going to be a big.
You still think it's gonna be a thing with them?
Now it's in Dallas,
Yes, but
yeah,
it's.
the NF.
I mean, it's the
It's the whole
mascot.
Patriot stuff again.
You know, you
Like
got
that's
the
all
Dallas
it is.
Cowboys, and then you got the Kansas City referees. I mean, that's their team. So I think that the referees are probably going to win it on that one. And then Philly, I feel like Philly's just like so built to beat every team in this division.
They are.
Like they are. They didn't really see that much turnover after winning a Super Bowl, which is not normal. You know, generally you're going to lose a bunch of talent either on the defensive line, high tier offensive players that you can't play. Something's going to happen, and they were able to really keep everyone together. So I think that they can sweep Dallas.
It's not hard. They all played in college together.
True.
Yeah,
They've all
That's
grown
right,
up
Georgia.
together.
Alabama, Georgia, and Alabama. Yeah, that's like half their roster. All right, final five. Week 14, they're on the road versus Detroit. Week 15, they're at home versus Minnesota. Week 16, they're at home versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 17, they go on the road versus the Commanders. And week 18, they're on the road versus the Giants. I have them going 2-3 in that stretch, with their 2 wins being Minnesota and the Giants. I've got them losing to Detroit on the road for Thursday night football, Chargers, and at Washington. I have them splitting with Washington, which that's Christmas Day.
Yeah, Chargers gonna get them on that one. I've got them going 2-3.
So I've
You
also
got them 2-3 of that stretch as well.
No,
Yeah,
I've
that's
got
a tough stretch for them. The Lions are gonna get them.
I
Chargers
have
got
them
'em.
losing to the Lions, and I have them losing to Washington. But I honestly, I think the
Washington's gonna get
Chargers
one.
are getting a lot of love right now, and I definitely love them. But I don't think that they're going to be able to beat a team like Dallas in.
What swayed me in
AT&T.
that one was Harbaugh versus Schottenheimer.
That's how I see it too.
Now, it very well could change, if Dallas comes out and Schottenheimer's just like all of a sudden like, hey, why has this guy not been a head coach for the last 5 years, and just lights it on fire? Like, yeah, okay. But as we sit here right now, yeah, I think Herbert's the better quarterback. I think Harbaugh's the better head coach. Defense, I see them being even.
See,
Offensively,
I give Dallas the defense. That's part of it for me.
offensively, yeah, I'll give the
I think
edge
the
to
Chargers are
Dallas
sneaky.
because I think Dallas has more like just total amount of weapons. But
The Chargers have a
comes
true
down to
number one
Harbaugh.
back, and a receiver that nobody can cover. So that's pretty tough to deal with. And a new tight end and a new receiver to deal with.
Yeah, now
so
Dallas does have Overshown coming back this year too, off of injury.
that is also
so,
that's
like,
what
I
makes
do
their
expect
defense
Dallas's
elite.
defense to be much improved, especially with what they added in the offseason as well.
It's in LA.
No, it's in Dallas.
It's in Dallas.
So yeah, it's going to be a close one. 27-24. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, and at that point, with both of those teams, they're probably fighting for some kind of playoff position.
Absolutely.
So
I think Herbert finally gets over the hump.
overall, I've
playoff
got
hunt.
Dallas going 9-8 for the season. Austin, if my math is correct, I think you had them at about 10-7.
That sounds proper.
And I've got them 11-16 with that LAC win.
All right, so yeah, we're all right there in that 9-11 win range. That's about where we. And for me, like, as with a first-time head coach in Schottenheimer, like, that's not bad. Like, if you can pull out 9 wins
I mean-
and fight for a wild card spot, like, that's
Look
That's
at
not
the
bad
team
at
he's
all.
got to play with, though, bro. I mean,
No,
it's pretty
and that,
solid.
yeah, you can have all the talent in the world, but if your scheme sucks, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, but watch a
Dolphins.
little Bobby Boucher, and
So-
you know,
Yeah, so like I said, it honestly for me, the Cowboys, they could easily come out of this season with their talent and be 14-3.
mhm.
I think
Lose.
Schottenheimer's what's going to hold them back, but McCarthy held them back. Like I don't think they would have gone 14-3 with McCarthy either. You get Ben Johnson in there. Now we're talking different stories there, just because I've seen what Ben Johnson can do with an offense. So
This guy wants to suck Ben Johnson.
hey, I just think he's got a great offensive mind. I've seen it in Detroit for the last 3 years, and what he did with Jared Goff. Like, yeah, you give him Dak Prescott, he's gonna
CeeDee
ball.
Lamb,
Yeah.
George Pickens.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, but he didn't want to go work for Jerry. So, guys, if y'all stayed with us the whole time, we appreciate you. We love you guys. Hit that subscribe button down below. Tulsi Rose Tea and Creamery is the sponsor.
Sip
Peace
up,
out.
baby.
Dallas. That's a Dallas for you, baby.
We them boys.